What's up with women, man? They always use a car, never put gas in it. I got 0 miles to empty. Might not even make it to the damn gas station today. Jesus Lord. I love you, baby. If you're watching this, just know that I'm only doing this for YouTube, okay? I love you. Good morning. Sorry about that rant back there, guys. We just let that go now. But yeah, man, I'm on the highway. I'm driving over to Brooksville. It's a little bit past Tampa. It's about 3.5 hour drive from me, so it is a little far, but no big deal. Unfortunately, I am driving solo. Normally, I'll be with Eric, but he's racing H group today, and his race was super early. I would have had to wake up at like 3 a.m. To drive there and make it there. I think his race is like 8:30 or something like that. So I just didn't feel like waking up that early, so I decided to drive solo. And also, he's actually staying over in Tampa because he's racing tomorrow again, and I have some family stuff, so I can't do that either. So yeah, I ended up driving on my own, but I'm pretty excited, man. This will be my first Cat 3-4 race. I am a Cat 4. I recently moved to Cat 4. I'm looking forward to moving down to Cat 3 soon, hopefully. But this is a B race for me because we're a month away. We're like exactly a month away from Florida State Road Race Championships, and this is a road race. I don't know if I mentioned that. And it is in like rolling hills, pretty similar to what the state is going to be like. So yeah, this is going to be an important race, and I'm coming in good, man. I have a good mentality. I feel really good. I have this vibe inside of me. I don't know what it is, but I guess that's a good thing, because you want to come in confident. I am confident in my training. I feel extremely good. So if we just need a little bit of luck. We need some of the other stuff to go right, and I feel like it will. I'm just feeling this vibe. Got the freaking sun in my face. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling this vibe. Got the bike back here. We're actually racing the track for this one. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. So I mean, I still got like about 2.5 hour drive. So yeah, just gonna pump some music or maybe watch the Vuelta, which is going on right now, stage 20. And yeah, well, I'll catch you guys when I get there. Peace. Made it. Already got the number. We are lucky. Let's see what we got here. 518. That's what we're gonna be for the day. Man, horse looks incredible. He's coming in. There's some of the biggest hills I'm probably gonna climb. I'm gonna have climb after this race, because yeah, there's some that look intense, man. They're not very long, but they gotta be like 10-12%, especially what they call the ice cream hill. I guess there used to be an ice cream thing at the top. I guess that's what they call it. That's what I heard. I'm not sure, but yeah, they look intense, man. I'm super excited, as you can see my smile. But yeah, I'm just gonna see where the team is at, and yeah, just go over the plan a little bit, see what we're gonna actually end up doing, and super excited, man. Yeah, I'm super excited. It's gonna be the hilliest road race I've done. Coming in, I could already tell this is way hillier than state champs, so this bodes well, and especially for next weekend, which we're going up to 6 Cat. So yeah, stay tuned for that. There's going to be a video on the channel. But yeah, I'm warming up some food so I can eat. I'm about 2 hours before race starts, so let's do it. I told you, boys, man. I told you guys in the beginning of the video, man. I had a great feeling coming into this race, and I'm coming in good, man. I have a good mentality. I feel really good. I have this vibe inside of me. I don't know what it is, but I guess that's a good thing, because you want to come in confident. I am confident in my training, and I knew our team was super strong. And yeah, actually went way better than expected. We actually got a freaking podium sweep on the Cat 3 race. David finishing first, Nico finishing second, and I took the last podium spot, finishing third. But it was a very dynamic and hard race. So fortunately, though, I have my driving home right now. It was really bad weather back there, but we're clear now. Yeah, so I have my camera, so I got everything recorded this time. So yeah, we'll actually jump into the footage now, and we'll go over the race, and we'll talk about how we executed a podium sweep for the team on the COD 3 race. Let's do it. Alright guys, so here we are. This is Ice Cream Hill Road Race COD 3-4s, and as I explained in the beginning of the video, this was a B race for me, and most of you will probably know what I mean when I say A, B, and C races, but for you guys that don't, a C race is a more frequent, not as important race that you pretty much just do just to get miles, racing miles in the legs, group dynamics, work on bike handling skills, things like that. But you pretty much just train right through it. A B race, which was this, is a race that is not as frequent, but it is important because it supports your main event or your main goal for the season, which for me is the state championships, which was exactly about 4 weeks from this race. So you'll see right here, my teammate was off the front, you see him right there on the right, and he ends up getting caught, and I immediately just jumped on it. I didn't do, this was still lap 1. This wasn't like a full-on attack, but we're going up with this climb that I think it goes up to like 6, 7, 8%. And I kind of just kept a little pressure on the pedals, about 600 watts. And just to put pressure on the group, just to make them chase me and have my other teammates sitting in a little bit. There's 5 of us in this race. Nico, David, me, George, and Andre. And obviously being that we have the most guys on this race, we got to be active. So right here I end up going solo for a while. Like I spent like 20 minutes, and right here I actually get brought back, but I spent about 20 minutes solo, which was not ideal. That was not the point of that attack. And then once I saw that I built up a gap, I kind of just held about sweet spot power just to see if somebody would jump over, because we were on the first lap of 3 and I knew I was not going to be able to sustain that power for another 2 laps. So right here, after I get caught, once again my teammate jumps. You see them on the left right there. He ends up breaching to that other rider. A couple more riders try to jump up, and this was a perfect launching pad because this was a pretty hard little kicker here. Also goes to like 7-8%. And as soon as we see him build up a little bit of a gap, you'll see all 4 of us. This is Andre right here in front of me, and then you'll see Nico and George as well. We kind of just took the road, yeah, you'll see it right here. We're kind of, just going across the road, preventing people from jumping over. You see a guy that jumped as well, trying to reach over. We ended up neutralizing him and bringing him back. You see him right there. So this is this is second lap. The breakaway spoiler pretty much made it to the end. So this is the same spot where I got caught before, but this is the second lap, second of 3, and you'll see Nico right here on the right. And we're putting a little bit of a pressure here on the group going up the little climb. You can see everybody's just head down, suffering. There's George right there on the right. Nico goes by him, and I see this rider here, and I kind of get on his wheel just to get a little bit of a draft, and he actually ends up slowing down. Nico starts going away, so I keep a little bit of pressure on the pedals, and when I look back, he's not even on my wheel either, so I decide to kind of just send it over. And I didn't drag anybody over. There was nobody on my wheel, so that's why I did it. And I really thought we could make this work, although we're still a lap and a half to go. I kind of committed to it. I come straight through. I do a nice little pull. And then Nico as well comes right here. He puts in a super hard pull actually, and I didn't lose his wheel. I was expecting the other riders to also commit to it because we had a pretty nice gap at this time, but they just didn't commit. Nico puts in a amazing pull right here, super long pull. Those other riders are still on my wheel. They're not really they just really don't want to work, and so I come through right here and I put in another nice little pull, and Nico's on my wheel, and none of the other riders come through, so I kind of just knew this wasn't gonna work. I think another rider does come through right here, but at this point it was pretty much a waste. Nico comes through, and I kind of just ease off to make the other rider come through, do some work as well. But then when I look back, the field, yeah, you can see they're already on our wheel. So that ended up going nowhere. And then right here, I think this was a pretty smart move. I actually like this. So you'll see Andre goes on the right, but he's not even he's building a gap. You can see he's not even pedaling. So after we get brought back, he actually goes right here on this downhill, and I think that was a great move. So right here I'm in the front, but I'm not chasing him. I'm just doing like maybe 150 200 watts. We're just going quick because we're going downhill. Then Nico ends up jumping up to him, and in my head I was like, man, this is great. Andre could put in a nice little dig and just pull Nico away from the field even further, and then just either drop back to the field or they can both go together. However, it ends up working out. Then another rider jumps over to him, but that actually ends up going nowhere. This rider here, I think his number is 563 on the right of Nico, ends up just pretty much soloing across with the field on his tail, and he just didn't care. He never looked back. He just brought the whole move back. So here we'll jump into the last final attack here, and for this one we'll actually have some overlay here. You'll see power, speed, heart rate, RPMs, the grade. So you can see right here we're already going 800 watts, and just a little bit before this, a few minutes, and you can see Nico's looking back because a few minutes before this he actually came next to me and he asked me how I was feeling, and I said I'm feeling good, legs are good. So I knew what that meant, and you're about to see right here he head nods and he's like, come on, let's go. And this footage is actually from our teammate. You can see him head nod me right there, and I just sent it. And you can see nobody even responds. I mean, everybody was pretty cooked. This is the last lap already. We're about an hour and 30 minutes in, and this is the attack right here. You can see I was a little bit over 1,000 watts, and I sit down and I'm still doing like over 500 watts for 450, 500, 550 with Nico on my wheel here, and I do a nice long pull here. Still doing over 400 watts, and then I elbow him through. He immediately comes through, and we just build up a gap in like no time. So you can see right here, even on his draft, on his wheel, I'm still doing like almost 300 watts, over 300 watts actually, but we're going 31 miles an hour, so this is perfect. We're doing nice and smooth pulls here, and this right here is something I want to talk about because I think the organizers could have done a better job. At least for me, because I've never done this race before. You can see a rider up the road. He actually attacked prior to this, and we end up catching him, which we're about to see that in a bit. But you see this right hand turn here. I think the organizers could have done a better job. There was the only reason why I made the right turn is because Nico told me right. If not, I would have kept on going straight, because there was nothing that said, there was no marking on the ground, there was no arrows, there was no signs, there was no cop stop there. Yeah, it just I could have done a better job of that, because if I was on my own in a solo break, I would have probably missed it, and this has happened before. This is not the first time. So we end up catching this rider who was solo off the front for a bit, maybe like 5-10 minutes, and we encourage him to work, but he just ends up sitting on our wheel. I mean, we're going pretty fast, 31 miles an hour. And then this is something here actually that I think we could have done a better job of, like actually rotating. You'll see right here my power. When he elbows me through, I kind of try to keep the power steady, 300, 270, around there. And you can see when he passes me here, I have to, after doing my pull, I have to spike up to like 500-600 watts. So I think the pulls could have been a little bit smoother and hurt less. I mean, I was at 180 beats per minute here, and on his wheel, I'm still doing like 400 watts. But we're going up this little steep like kicker here, and this is like sustained 400-500 watts, 180 beats per minute, 8%. I mean, I was hurting. So we ended up catching that rider. He sits on our wheel, and we encourage him to work, but he said, oh, just give me 5 minutes, which is understandable. So we did. Here he still hasn't come through. It's just me and Nico doing all the pulls, and he's still sitting on. And because I was hurting as well, I didn't feel comfortable just bringing him to the finish. So what we ended up doing here was Nico elbows me through, and we're telling the rider, come on, let's go, pull through, but he's just not. So right here he finally ends up giving us a pull, and I go on Nico's wheel here, and I think when he, because I was telling Nico like one of us gotta attack, one of us gotta go. So here I skipped the pool and I jumped on his wheel so I can communicate with Nico without him seeing that we're actually going to one to him and kind of just attack him to drop him. So right here I let Nico slot in, not because I'm skipping pools, but because I want to be able to talk to him without the riders seeing me, or at least that was the tactic in my head, right? So here he tells me to pull through, and I didn't attack. I kind of just went all the way left just to get in front of that rider, and Nico's behind him so he can surprise him whenever he's ready. So I do a nice long pull here. We go up this like steep little climb here. I think this one is maybe like 5 or 6%. You can see it's a pretty nice effort. I mean, at the end of a 2-hour race, and Nico just attacks and ends up from there. He ends up going solo, and few signs here that I didn't see. You can see, guys, this is not slow motion. This is going up one of the little steep climbs on the road course, and I mean, this rider, he's looking back, he's thinking like I'm gonna attack him, and like I said, this is not slow motion. I should have taken the signs earlier, and me and Nico could have probably attacked him together, and I feel like we could have both just dropped him and come to the finish line together. But here you'll see I didn't even end up attacking him. I kind of just kept the pressure on the pedals, and by the time I got up to the little climb, I looked back and he was just not even on my wheel anymore. So I kind of, from there on, I pressed on. I was able to hold my power and came to the line solo. So that's how we took the 1 to 3 guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll have a few more videos coming up from 6 God pretty soon. So here I'm just going to the line, and Nico had already made it a few seconds before me. So thank you guys so much for watching.